What is going on, everybody? How are we doing tonight? How are we doing, family? Look, before we get into anything tonight, I want to give a shout out to Robert Diehouse, Ademius, and Nelson McCullough for being huge supporters of mine over on Patreon. Shout out to you all. You all help me every month get the work done, make things happen, so I can put more time into this and put more time into the channel here for you all. So thank you all very much. I appreciate the hell out of you all. So, with that being said, what do y'all want to talk about? Just kidding, I know. The dev update today about the music. Look, here's the deal. Everybody's excited about the music, right? Will we get a dev update in the morning? You know what would be a cool dev update tomorrow? Mr. G's in Florida. Ain't nothing but a G thing. How you doing today, man? Galdana, Kevin. What's up, Kevin? Your moral support. Hey, I love you, Kevin. I love you. What's up, Chris? Murray, good to see you back, Murray. Zach Fair, still here, making his way to Midgar. Galdana, what's happening? Chris Dillon, Chris Smith. I got Dose Chris's tonight. Mr. Soy. Hype is surely clear for takeoff. Either way, get a trailer tomorrow or shortly after 16 comes out. Yeah, we're on our way. What's up, Aoshi? How you doing, brother? We're on our way, right? We're on our way. Like, this is what I've been saying. This is positive. This is positive hype. Even if we... Let me be clear. I think we're getting something tomorrow. The talent starting to retweet Jeff Keighley, that swayed me. I don't care what leakers and all these other people say. When people that are actually a part of the project start retweeting stuff, that's when our hype is cleared for takeoff. You are cleared for takeoff. But I'm not ready to get out the clown wig just yet. But really cool that they made the post about the music today, because that was one of the things. Look, you know it's going to be stellar. You know the music is going to be stellar. There's no question about it. And the fact that they're going to rearrange some tracks that were on Remake as well, some original tracks from Remake, I think that's awesome. Because, like, three that stand out to me are The Day Midgar Stood Still, Valkyrie, and Ghoul. Ghoul is my favorite original track from Remake. Beyond all of them. Ghoul is amazing. And actually, I want to hear a rearranged version of Ghoul for the Lost Number fight in the mansion. I think Lost Number, I don't think he'll be a secret anymore. I think he will be part of it. What's up, Nine? Premium channel producer, 9. What's up, brother? We have permission to get hype. You have permission. You've always had permission to get hype. I just want you to hype responsibly. But I did hear donkey noises in my head earlier, like the jackass noises, when Square Enix was just changing their background image on their Twitter, and everybody started retweeting. Oh, it's happening! And I looked at it and I was like, oh, cool. Okay, maybe we'll get like a new key art, new poster or something. But I wasn't losing my mind over that. That's irresponsible hype. And it turns out they just changed it to an image of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion out now for PlayStation 5 and blah, blah, blah. Like, they were just changing it to an advertisement. And I was like, oh, come on, people. Come on. Okay, now that's irresponsible hype. Good eye for everybody catching that. But right now, everybody and their aunt, uncle, mama, daddy, granny, everybody is watching the Final Fantasy VII Twitter right now. So just pump the brakes. It's good. But, well, what would be a cool dev update in the morning? I think it'd be cool if they said something like, so when can we expect to see more from Final Fantasy VII? Answer, Yoshinori Kitase. See you in 5 hours. Oh man, you want to break Twitter? You want to break Twitter and get everybody talking about what you're doing? Put some shit like that out there. Drop a bomb like that. See you in 6 hours. See you in 6 hours. Man, people would lose their ish. No doubt. Hey, appreciate you, Nelson. Yeah, throw some likes up there, man. Help your boy out. I appreciate it. Yeah, get some more people in here. I love the more the merrier. You know, we'll talk it up. We'll chat it up. I'm here. Now that I've said what I want to say, I'm going to skim through here and pick out some of your stuff and talk about some things you got. Imagine if the only FF-related news was a Tactics remake. In. Like, if that's all they announced tomorrow was a Final Fantasy Tactics remake, that's a stunning success. I'm all in. If they shadow dropped it, what if Square shadow drops something tomorrow? What would be the big shadow drop tomorrow? Throw them in the chat. What would be the big shadow drop from Square tomorrow? It could be a demo, it could be a finished game they haven't talked about, it could be anything. Hey, what's up, Deltazen? I think it would be awesome if they added guest musicians. I would love to hear Steve Vai rip solos over the Genova thing. That would be amazing. That song matches his style so well. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Final Fantasy IX remake. Yeah. We just have to get confirmation that it's real first. Because Square has not shut down the Memoriam project yet. Let's keep that in mind. 9. Hey, you know what? I would consider you a responsible hype monger. Because I like you. You get the responsible tag because I like you. It's total nepotism, man. It's total nepotism. I like you. I'll give you a pass because I like you so much. Now, I said on Twitter today, you know, everybody was like, why aren't... A couple people DM'd me and they were like, why are you so against seeing this? I was like, I am not. I am tired of seeing the fan base get pitchforks and torches and get mad every time a bunch of influencers tell them something's coming and then it doesn't come out. I am trying to push back against that current. Trust me, I want to see it tomorrow. I hope it's there. I will lose my shit if it's there. Faux show. Yeah, they'll be like, hey, you'll get your answer soon. For sure. Or, what if they were like, when will we get our first look at some of the other party members from the original game that weren't present in Remake? 6 hours from now. 6 hours from now. Because that update's going to drop at like 9 or 10 in the morning, right? So, if Square drops their thing about 4 o'clock, yeah, you could do a 16. I would be surprised if they don't announce a 16 demo tomorrow, because the 16 demo could help drive a lot more pre-orders and people just lining up to get the game. That could be a quick band-aid for that situation. Shadow Drop Chrono Trigger remake. Shut up. Shut up, Kevin. Look. Chrono Trigger remake is the top of the mountain. Chrono Trigger anything is the top of the mountain. Alright? We're already eating a delicious buffet. We have a scrumptious banquet in front of us right now. You want to put me in full itis, fall asleep on the couch mode after eating so good? Give me some Chrono Trigger for dessert. That's it. That's how you top off my meal. That's the only thing I want for dessert. That's it. That's all I'm eating. You put Chrono Trigger in front of me, I'm not even putting steak and potatoes on my plate. I'm just eating some pie. That Chrono Trigger cake. That's all I'm having. That's it. Memorial Project does look amazing. All the top insiders say, yeah, I mean, I'm not denying it's real, but I don't want to talk about it until we know. You know what I mean? I mean, we could speculate on it and stuff, but sometimes speculation snowballs into people saying things like, oh, this is definitely coming. And then it snowballs into, oh, it's definitely going to be shown at this, right? And then it doesn't. And then that's when people get mad and people try to burn down people's accounts from things that were never promised by the people that are supposedly making it. So that's just what I'm trying to avoid from now on. But dude, it's hard. It's so hard, especially with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I just want to get hype and be like, it's going to be at every show. Oh my God. But, you know, I can't do that. You know what I mean? I've been sucked into that vacuum a few too many times. I'm just trying to be responsible with it now. I don't want to be the one that guides somebody down a path of, you know, Twitter outrage. Because I promised something was going to be there. And who am I to promise anything? You know what I mean? We can speculate on it all day, but for sure. Everybody's excited about Final Fantasy IX, and I get it. I definitely want to see it. But Tactics, man. Final Fantasy Tactics. And we're still suckling on the teat of that NVIDIA leak from 2021, right? So we're still all huddled around that campfire, hoping and praying. Aoshi, hey, how is Octopath Traveler 2? I have not had a chance to dive into it yet. Yeah, dude, Lubdar? Welcome to the chat, by the way, Lubdar. Lubdar of the Hill People. It's like a total Conan character name. I have seen the Moria Project footage, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's stunning. It's stunning. I would be interested to know who all has worked on that. Because it looks like actual game devs have worked on that. Do you ever think Square would go the Capcom route and start pumping out remakes for all the Final Fantasy starting at 4 maybe? No, I don't. Because Final Fantasy games are much harder to remake than Resident Evil games. Resident Evil games are enjoyable 5 to 8 hour playthroughs depending on how you play it, right? Some of the later ones take longer, but the ones they've remade so far, except for 4 is a beefy experience, and 4 is still amazing. 4 is still the GOATY this year for me, personally. Zelda did not beat it. Zelda did not top Resident Evil 4 Remake for me. I hope 16 does. I believe they'll show a FF7 trailer that leaves everyone mind blown and a big hanger. Like how last year's trailer, it will be even more jaw-dropping. That's probably more hope. Hey, look, if they're going to drop a trailer tomorrow, it's going to be jaw-dropping. It's going to be amazing. So I don't think you're wrong there. Rebirth expectations in check. Yeah, the NVIDIA leak is undefeated though, so yeah, it is. I mean, absolutely. That's why I am super excited for Final Fantasy Tactics. But I have to stop myself every single day to not make a video about it because there's nothing to make a video about right now. Like, when there is something to talk about, when there is like some real information, instead of like insiders and leakers just talking about things they've heard or seen or whatever, show me something. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Because I feel like I'm a voice for the community. I'm a steward of this community that we're building here. And I don't want to give you all crap, right? Your time's more valuable than that. And I appreciate you all more than to just feed you all crap just to get clicks. I'm not going to do that. So if there's something tangible to talk about, I will absolutely talk about it every time. Like Genesis being in Rebirth. Oh, people were like, you are trolling on Twitter today. I was sharing Genesis gifs of the band Genesis and everything. People were just sending me like LMAO messages. Last year, Nomura said the next trailer would surprise us. What do you think that surprise will be? I'm thinking something in the calm flashback. Nah, because that's not surprising. The calm flashback's not surprising. Everybody's looking for it. Everybody wants to see the calm flashback. That's the least surprising thing you could show. And they've already shown it. Right? They've already shown a part of it. Show Genesis! Look, I'm not a Genesis fanboy, but it's the one thing that people keep denying. There's gonna be a part of this thing. It's gonna be a part. In some capacity, whether he's like just an optional side quest mission thing, or if he's in the story proper. It's happening. People just need to make peace with it, move on. It's happening. Regardless, the trailer will cause more a jaw dropper. Yeah, I mean, the trailer itself is going to drop jaws. For show. For show. Orly. Oh, that's such a good call. Oh my god. Yes, poach some Capcom people just to remake Parasite Eve. Great call. Great call. You saw the FF16 Dungeon Crawler video dropped a few hours ago. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I was deep in... I was actually doing some marketing stuff today for a company. So, I'm right in the... at the tail end of a marketing campaign. So, I was busy reworking some things for that. I saw on Twitter that it dropped. I was like, I don't have time to watch this. But I'm going to after we stream tonight. Probably already answered, but do you think we can go back into Midgar and Rebirth? Or will it be the last game? Or if we play as Zack, will... I think if we play as Zack, I think he'll be out of Midgar. I don't think we're going to get Midgar and Rebirth. I could be wrong. I don't think the party's going back to Midgar and Rebirth. I don't think that's happening yet. Because if you go back to Midgar, I want to fully explore Midgar. And I think that will be a Game 3 thing. Right? Because I think that's a way to add more meat to Game 3 without feeling too bloated. So, explore all the world in game number 2. And then game number 3, you put Midgar, you put the world together, you can explore the whole thing in game 3. And that gives you something to look forward to in game 3. I think I like that better. Square needs to stop spoiling the story in their games. Rebirth trailers need to be spoiler free. I mean, I kind of agree with that, but you also need a hook. You also want to shock people because they want those reactions, right? Every gaming company wants people reacting to their stuff. They want if it's a legit reaction or some buffoonery over the top, acted out, already watched the trailer 3 times reaction, you know? I call it like I see it. If that pisses people off, I just call it like I see it. You know what happens? You know what happens? You know that happens. But anyway, they want those reactions. They want people getting hype and getting other people hyped for it. So... there's absolutely going to have to be some shocking stuff in there. If not just one thing. Have you ever talked about material loadouts for Rebirth? I hope we can easily set them up and switch around. Yeah, we've talked about that. I think I would love to be able to just save just complete sets of materia given certain situations. I mean, I think that would be amazing. And they've got the tech to do it now. And... have accessories, gear, everything. Be able to save everything for a loadout. What accessories you have for a loadout, the 2 or whatever you got equipped, your armor, your blade, whatever, depending on if you're fighting like a machine enemy or some kind of live stream creature or, you know, a weapon or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe Genesis will be on Zack's timeline and Rebirth. It's one timeline, man. I think we can throw that multiple timeline stuff out the window. That ain't a thing. That ain't a thing. It is one merged reality. Everybody's on the same timeline. Next up. You got your Aerith figure rocking with your figures behind you? No, I don't right now, actually. I've got like a lot of stuff tore down right now. This is just what will go on here. Like I just put my Advent Children figures back up there. But that's all the collectibles I have in here right now. I'm trying to reformat everything in my studio right now. I'm going to have like a little recording space over here. But yeah, everything is bare bones right now. My son messed up my production schedule stuff at the bottom of the board there. He just drew some scribbles, and I was like, I'll just redo that. That's cool. Cosmo Canyon would be dope. Show me Bugenhagen. Show me Bugenhagen. You know what I mean? I want to see that. Gold Saucer. Show Gold Saucer. There's so much stuff you could show. Show me the Forgotten Capital. What does that look like? Well, they just show shots of everything. It's like... Do you all remember... Who are my OGs? Throw a one up in the chat if you're one of my OGs. If you've been around for a while. What's up, Jordan Ford? How you doing? Throw a one up in the chat. Throw one up in the chat if you're an OG. You might remember this. They really want to shake us up. Show gameplay of Zach as a usable party member. Yeah, man. Hey, everything's on the table. Everything's on the table until it's not. Let's see. Show everything. I had a... What was I even talking about? I got off subject. I was trying to read everybody's comments. I totally got off subject. Oh, man. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Let's see here. What was I talking about? Damn. Lost my train of thought. Well, anyway. I was going to make a point about an old video that I had made. Was something about Genesis? Or... I don't remember. Crap. I'm going to have to read through some of these now, see if I can remember it. Hey, you don't have to care about Genesis, but you will have to accept it, that he's going to be in Rebirth. Oh, the trailer. Oh, yeah, the next trailer. That's what I was talking about. Like, I had, to my OGs, they'll remember this video. I did a video talking about how I would do the first, like, real, like, big Rebirth trailer. And I would open it with a couple of scenes of the ending from Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then you hear narration, and you don't quite know who the narration is. And it's showing just shots of certain areas around the world of Gaia. You see the Forgotten Capital, you see Gold Saucer, you see Cosmo Canyon, you see Calm, you see Nibelheim, you see Rocket Town, you see all these different places, right? And then you cut to black, and it comes back, and Cloud and the party have a serious look on their face, and you think they're staring down Sephiroth. And turns out it's Genesis talking, you know? And then it cuts into some other stuff from the game or whatever. But I think that would be a cool surprise. I think that would be a really cool surprise. Hey, what's up, Wyatt? How you doing, man? Yeah, it's Jordan Ford. Okay, so yeah, I knew somebody was going to remember it. I knew someone was going to remember it. Hang on a second. Let's see here. What on earth? Okay. Somebody sent me something. And I had to double check it real quick. I had to check it real quick. I was like, okay, what's up? It was nothing. It was nothing. Let's see here. Jordan Ford, Forgotten Capital is where Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII, the original. You know, the big hermit shell looking building around the pond that apparently goes to the center of the earth. And it's at the center of the Forgotten City. So A 16 release trailer on the 11th, so likely where they dropped the demo, unfortunately. Well, I would say they go ahead and drop the demo because, I mean, we're getting Final Fantasy 16. It's not next week, it's the week after, right? It's the week after. Is it the 19th? Dude, I was looking back through my videos today, like my tomes, my dusty tomes of old videos I did over the past 4 years, 3 or 4 years. 4 years, yeah, it's been 4 years. And dude, I did so many videos, so much content. But I was digging through and trying to find some good stuff, and yeah, for those of you that are new to the channel, go back through some of those old videos. I think I've got some different ideas on some things now, but all of that stuff was in the moment, right? All that stuff was theories I had in the moment. I've had a few more years to think about where they're at, where they're going with things, and you know, I've changed my mind on some stuff. I've got a big thing on Cloud. I wanted to do a video for tonight, but I just didn't have enough time to cut it. So I'm going to try and maybe do that video tonight, or we might just talk about it in the chat. I don't know. We'll wait and see what tomorrow brings. But yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, nah, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm gonna wait on that one because I think it's a video I would like for you all to just really think about, you know, with Cloud and everything. Changes from the past now to the present. Right, yeah, rated. Are you talking about in my theories or whatever? Yeah, I always looked at it. I always looked at it like her body slipped off of the edge that he was on, and she just continued to tumble through the water. Yeah, well, my theories kind of evolved over time as far as like what I think they're doing, and the more time you have to think about something, the more you're just like, okay, yeah, maybe it's this thing, maybe it's that thing. All those theory crafting and all that kind of stuff, it's all in the moment, you know. That's why I joke around with people. I'm like, we're all right until we're not. You know what I mean? It's all on the table until it's not on the table. So, and I've done theory videos before where I start the video saying, okay, I've got 2 or 3 different theories on this one thing, you know? So, I used to have people get real mad at me because whenever I speak with confidence, you know, with assurance. And people got mad because they were always like, well, you act like this is absolutely what's going to happen. And I'd have to be like, no, that's not it at all. I just speak with confidence, and I speak from a position of someone who writes stories, who has books available, who, you know, I write graphic novels. I wrote a novel. I wrote a horror novel. I'm writing an animated series right now. You know, I actually write for a living. You know, it is part of my career. But, you know, I speak from a point of an actual storyteller, you know. So that just comes out as confidence sometimes. When I do a theory video, by no means am I saying this is absolutely what's happening, you know. Even if I say that, I don't mean it. Yeah, exactly. We're all right and wrong until we play the game. Theories on the weapons. Alright. A little caffeine. Caffeine pushing me to the finish line tonight. Those that can't stay at one spot from the church and then start traveling around the world to find Aerith. Well, I think Zach is going to be on their tail. Like, I think he's going to be just 2 or 3 steps behind them the whole game. Like trying to find Aerith, trying to find them, you know. What's up, Rick G? I was wondering when you might pop up. What's up, Shane? Got some good folks in the chat tonight. And we got good folks in the chat every single night. Appreciate you all being here. Real quick, while there's a break in the action, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Throw a like on the video. Help other people know I'm live. If you want to support me and everything that I do, not just this stuff, but my animation, my writing, my comics, everything else, you can hit me up on Patreon, patreon.com/RayKaufman, or you can become a channel member right here. So that is the advertisement. Anyway, back to it. I'm getting pretty good at the pitch. Everything's going good, Shane. How's things in your world, brother? What if Rebirth ends with the weapons awakening, but us not knowing why? Well, we know why. It's the same reason they awakened at the end of that scene in Final Fantasy VII. The planet realizes that doom is at hand. Sephiroth has the black materia. The planet absolutely knows what the black materia is. Like, when they destroyed the Whispers and the Harbinger of Fate at the end of Remake, they didn't destroy the will of the planet. The planet is still alive. Like, the planet's still very much alive and sentient in this work of fiction, you know? The planet is a living thing, basically. And, well, our planet is too. We just don't understand its workings. But anyway, that's a whole 10-hour conversation of theories and acid trip. But, like, anyway. Yeah, the weapons are going to awaken because Sephiroth has the black materia. Do we all agree this game ends at the Northern Crater? Any chance we go even further and the final game is a true sequel with all new content? That's certainly possible, Mr. Soy. Everything's on the table. Everything is on the table. It could go to what we would consider to be the end of Final Fantasy VII, and then it continues on into something else. But I think that will be the last third of the third game. I think we will get to a point where we fight Savior Sephiroth, or Save for Sephiroth, whatever translation you prefer there. God mode Sephiroth. And I think there will be more after that. A little bit more, you know. I don't think it'll be a situation where you can go out and explore the world more or anything like that. But, you know, you're definitely going to need to take care of the meteor problem and the Sephiroth problem. Have you ever read Picturing the Past? It's about Sephiroth copies made... No, I've never read it. What up, Puppy Duck? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. The weapons awakening is because Sephiroth being threat. Yeah, absolutely. Sephiroth has... Basically, Sephiroth's got the biggest nuke, biggest nuclear weapon in the Final Fantasy VII universe. He's got the red button to launch all the nukes, basically. Any theories on Zack's limit breaks for Rebirth? Dude, this is gonna sound like a really generic, cheesy answer, but I think they're gonna be like Braver and Cross Slash and all that kind of stuff. I think when you get Cloud back, I think he will have different limit breaks. I think he will have Cloud limit breaks. Because I don't think Zack would have like Omni Slash and all that. I think they will work that into a way of explaining that this is Cloud. Omni Slash is Cloud. Even though in Final Fantasy VII you win it from the battle arena, like, I think it will come about differently in the remake saga. Oh, Shane, congratulations, man. Being a dad is the absolute best. Absolute best. You know if it's a boy or a girl or anything yet? Yeah, absolutely, you all. Follow me on twitch.tv/RayKaufman. I am going to maybe go live, like, whenever they announce a Final Fantasy 16 demo, that'll probably be the next thing that I play. And I'll probably go live for the first time in ages on Twitch. So all of my gaming streaming will be on Twitch, and all of my conversations and regular content and everything will be on this channel right here. What if Rebirth ends with OG's ending and make the third game story the next mystery? That would be cool, Lou. That would be very cool. I'm open to whatever at this point, but that would be a whole lot to pack in. Especially since the devs have promised that all the high points of the old game that you remember are still there. So that would be a big That would be a big hurdle to jump. Maybe the weapons activate earlier because the whispers are gone. That would be a cool twist. That would be. The planet already knows it's in danger. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a great call, Bobby. It's like I've said many times, you know, if the weapons are the guard dogs in the yard protecting the house, the whispers are the ADT security system. You know, if the security system's down, you let the dogs run around the yard and deter any kind of problems that may arise. That's a good call, man. Who'd be Zach's party members if we have the ability to control him? Biggs? Cisne? Biggs, Cisne, maybe Yuffie, just because, why not? Kunsel, I think that'd be a decent party for him. That's true. Kevin mods for me over there on Twitch. I call him the Hammer. That's my hammer. Drop the bomb on him, Hammer. Maybe Zach Fair Limit breaks are updated, more updated than original. Breaks maybe use Chain Slash for, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, because he had those in Crisis Core for sure. Possible. Stina Fina, what's up? Good to see you. New channel member there. Is there any place online that the whole FF7 story is written out? I am rather new to Final Fantasy VII, and I would love to read the whole story. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of websites you could go to. Probably just Google Final Fantasy VII story, Google summarization or breakdown or anything like that. I'm sure there's something out there. I don't know anything specifically, but I'm sure there's something out there. Deltazen, yeah, I know there's traces of 2 past and all that other kind of stuff, but I have a small issue with a game not being able to tell its story within itself. You know, if you've got bonus material that adds to the experience, that's great. But if your bonus material is required to fully understand what you're delivering in the game, you have failed as a game developer. And I want to give them more credit than that. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I've told people that, well, people have told me that I need to read Traces of 2 Past. I'm like, look, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to read all the material that Square puts out. I just am, you know. So if they can't tell the story in the story, then that's a fail. Keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real with you all. Excited to see what order we visit everything in. Square Enix has already said we'd be going. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I'm curious about. I think that's a dead giveaway that we're going to go to Wutai in this game. And Wutai is going to look amazing. Amazing. Exactly, Orly. That's the same shit that people dogged Final Fantasy 15 about. But they're praising Final Fantasy 7 Remake for it. You can't have that both ways. You can't. If you're going to complain about Final Fantasy 15, then you got to complain about Remake being like, you got to read these 3 books to know everything. That's Final Fantasy 15 stuff that people hated. You know what I mean? They've said that they revisit. Oh yeah, that's right. Too bad you can't do a custom mod image and replace the hammer with a Buster Sword. Hey, dude, you know, I make custom art all the time. You never know what's going to pop up. Is it a must-read? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've heard some people tell me that there are secrets revealed in those things that aren't going to be revealed in the game, but I can't tell you because I haven't read them myself, so I can't give you a concrete answer on that. The Mass Effect book. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's happening, Shane Martin? We got Dos Shanes. Shane's Double in the house tonight. 2 of you. Oh, Final Fantasy VII's got a ton of lore, and it's amazing. when Remake's all said and done, I do want to go back and read the literature, but I don't want to feel like I have to read it to know what's going on as I'm playing through it. You know what I mean? That you shouldn't have to do that. That's one of the reasons I love Final Fantasy Tactics so much. There's so much lore in that game. If you just go to the bars and talk the bar speak and like talk to the bartenders and everything, like the Galtana War and all this other, like everything, the Zodiac Braves. I mean, there's so much. It's like an encyclopedia, a well-written story. That's why I'm such a geek for Final Fantasy Tactics. That game is absolutely amazing. I believe Audrey made a breakdown of that book already. Audrey. Who's Audrey? Oh, never mind. Twitter. Audrey, the girl that does the translations and stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a moment there for a second. I was thinking somebody on the Square Enix team. Do you think Advent Children will play out the same in the remake saga? No, Advent Children's done. Advent Children won't happen now. I think, again, we've talked about this a lot, but at the early stage of the singularity in Final Fantasy VII Remake at the end, when the world outside is being reformed into the fused world where Zack survives, you are basically putting to bed Kadaj, Yazu, and Laws. That's the two whisper abominations, the three whisper abominations that you're fighting there. Dude, the FF16 lore, I don't even lie. That's the thing I'm most excited about, is the music and the lore. Like, I might just... I've heard that there are libraries in the game where you can just go read books. Like, you can read books. And I'm like, fuck. Why are you all doing that to me? Why are you doing it to me? Because I'm just going to sit there and read all that shit. That's why I'm a boring streamer. I'm like, I want to enjoy my game. I'm not a great entertainer when I'm playing games. You know what I mean? I don't know how to ham it up when I'm playing a game. I just want a nice snack, a nice beverage, and sit down for 3 or 4 hours and enjoy an amazing story. It was different with Final Fantasy VII Remake because I was like, oh, this is different. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I love what they did here, But with 16, I am new. I'm a noob to the 14 verse, right? I don't know jack shit about Final Fantasy 14. I tried to play it. Soldier First Class was trying to walk me through it on the phone one night, and I was just like, dude, there's too much shit going on. I don't want to play this game. He was, bless his heart, as we say in the South, he was trying. He was really trying to get me there, and I was just like, it ain't gonna happen, man. I even bought the game that night and everything. I was like, it ain't gonna happen. Oh, are you talking about if you just ran into Kadaj, Yazu, and Laws somewhere, just as random guys? That would be a little odd. Imagine an 8-hour FF16 stream that's just Ray in the library reading. It would be 2 people in the stream, and that's 2 people that walked away from their computer and went out to check the mail and go get some food or something. I mean, no, I don't know. I'm going to stream it. I am going to stream it. I'm not saying I'm not going to stream it. I just be prepared. I'm kind of a boring guy. I'm going to try to be better. I've asked people online before. I'm like, look, I suck at streaming games. I want to be better. Help me out. And just trying to keep the chat active, and that's a whole part-time job, and hyping the crowd while you're playing. And I'm just like, I don't have a team. I don't have like a big team to do things, to 3 or 4 people to boot people. I got Kevin, and that's it. I got Kevin, and that's it. Any guesses on what you think the dev comment tomorrow will be? I hope, well, I said this earlier in the chat, but I hope it's something like, when will we be able to see more about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Answer, Yoshinori Kitase. See you in 6 hours. Twitter would explode. Twitter would just explode. The gaming Twitter, the Final Fantasy Twitter would just like explode. Inferno. Enfuego. What's up, Max? I've seen you active on Twitter today. I've been active on Twitter today, sharing things and doing a fun little bit of trolling with the Genesis stuff. So, my trolling is always in good fun, though. Did you see the Final Fantasy VII's Twitter and FB banners were removed today? Yeah, I did, but that is what I'm talking about, unhealthy hype, because I didn't think that was anything at all. I thought they were switching out their marketing, and that's exactly what they did. Square Enix does this once every week or two. They'll switch out marketing, different things. Today it happened to be their profile background image, or header image, or whatever. Yeah, they just switched it to Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core available now. That was the big change. They took down their image, and if anything, it could have been Square trolling people too. It could have been Square trolling people. It was like, oh man, what's it gonna be? I saw people with blue check marks and thousands of followers saying, "Here it is, people. We're getting a new poster. Check it out." And then Square Enix just pops back with Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion available now. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. I was like, good on you, Square. That troll's under the bridge. That troll is under the bridge, baby. What new locations do you think will pop up in Rebirth? You know, I don't know specifically. I don't have any ideas specifically, but I feel like we're going to have a bunch of small little settlements that we come across. You know what would be really cool is if there was like some kind of like nomadic village. Like a traveling caravan that you run across every now and then in different places. Like it's like smart. The AI is smart for it in the game. And it's always traveling around depending on the time of day. Because I think we are going to get day and night, you know. At least I hope we do. Nobody's been talking about that. I hope we get day and night, right? Because it would be cool to go on hunts to find things. And I hope there's crafting because, you know, hunting down monsters and animals that only come out at night or only come out certain parts of the day. But, you know, if there was like a nomadic tribe that traveled around like a caravan and, you know, you could see them camped out in the middle of the field at night or they'd be on the road, you know. There's going to be some shanty towns, I feel like. I definitely feel like that's going to be a thing, too. Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, I appreciate you all appreciating me enjoying the games. You know, now that the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters are out, you know, I tried to play 6 on my phone and stream it and everything, and it was the most cumbersome experience. I absolutely hated every moment of that. But now that it's on console, I'm thinking about picking those up. So when I finish 16, I'm thinking about going in on those and playing those. I know you all have watched a bunch of people stream them, but I haven't streamed them yet. So I'm thinking about doing that. I personally don't think it will be something about 7 Rebirth tomorrow. As you said, after the PlayStation Showcase, I have my expectations to 0, so I don't get disappointed. Well, Max, the whole thing with that, it's good to get hype. It's good to be excited about things, and I do hope we see something tomorrow. But I don't want to be one of these people because I feel like you all value my opinion, and there's a certain responsibility that comes with that. I'm old school in that respect. I don't want to mislead you all. Like people are like, I've seen people on Twitter saying, well, at Kaufman20XX doesn't think there's going to be anything there tomorrow. He's telling people it's not going to be there. I'm like, no, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, A, the marketing will make sense to just focus on Final Fantasy 16 right now, but that doesn't mean they can't do something. And then a few days ago when these started coming out, I said, okay, here begins the marketing cycle for 7 Rebirth. Here we go. And then I just kept telling people, please check your expectations. I just don't want you all to be disappointed and upset all the time. That's it. That's my stance on it. Get hype, but get hype responsibly. Like Puppy Duck said last night, hype with responsibility. You know what I mean? And plus, don't get mad at devs. Even if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's team is putting out stuff right now they're putting out stuff. They have not said that this is going to be at Summer Games Fest. They're just putting things out. Since when does putting things out for your game mean, oh, this is definitely coming? That's shit that people on the internet made up. That's not something someone at the company came out and told you. So to be upset with Square if there's nothing there tomorrow, that's irresponsible. It's irresponsible, you know? And it's not something a sane person should be doing. I'll just put it that way too. You know, a little common sense goes a long way. And get excited. It's fun to get excited. But don't be mad at Square if it's not there tomorrow. That's my message. Be mad at the people who told you we're getting it tomorrow. Be mad at those people because they're the ones who said it, not Square Enix. That's my whole point. That's it. You can use BlueStacks, but I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. Plus, my phone is a business device. I get business text messages on it a lot. I don't want to clog it up by trying to play a game. You know, I keep a lot of like video snippets. Like I work back and forth with people on animation and concept designs and stuff like that. So I've got a ton of like animation videos and folders for concept designs, artwork that I've done for people that I send back and forth all the time. I just don't want to clog my phone up with a bunch of games. And I'm cheap, so I don't buy the 128 gigabyte iPhone. I've got I'm rocking the 64 gig, man. And plus I'm a console gamer. I'm not a mobile gamer. No matter how much Japan wants me to be, I'm not. So I'm going, after I did that little rebuttal about my opinions on that, I'm having to go back and read some of your messages now. If you all want to support me, hey, feel free to super chat me. Always appreciated. Become a channel member, become a Patreon member, all that kind of stuff. If you're a member on Patreon, I send you artwork and all that kind of stuff that I'm working on. I'm getting ready to start a series of Final Fantasy VII pieces. I'm finally getting that going now that the Final Fantasy VII hype train's picking back up. I've got a bunch of other pieces I'm doing that I have done. Check out raykaufman.com. If you become a Patreon member, you can say, hey, I want that art print, and I'll just send it to you. So that's how that works out. Oh, I already love the Pixel remasters. I watched, who did I watch play it? I watched a few people play them. I don't think I watched Baby Seal play it, though I love Baby Seal. Who did I watch? Sorry, I'm getting a ton of messages about something right now. Did something leak? Hold up. Okay, no. Okay, another hype monger. Another hype monger trying to get me to talk about it. No. Okay. So, anyway. I watched Philip Hartshorn play him a little bit. I'm good friends with Philip. He's a great dude. And watching his playthrough, I was like, damn, these look amazing. They look perfect. Perfect, you know? Exactly what they need to look like. A Super Nintendo game made in 2023. That's exactly what I wanted. Because Super Nintendo was one of the god tier eras of gaming. Definitely the golden age of the JRPG. And I know, before anybody says anything, JRPG is a dirty term now. Not from this guy. If I say JRPG, Japanese role-playing game, that means that is the standard of excellence. If I say JRPG, it means the best role-playing game on the planet. They do it Like nobody else does it. So I proudly say JRPG. Proudly say JRPG. Because it is the best RPG on the planet. Oh, Narumo, I see what you did there. I love Sega Genesis too. But I did not have a Sega Genesis. I had a Super Nintendo. And the best JRPGs were on Super Nintendo, not Sega Genesis. Though I love Valis 1, 2, and 3 on Sega Genesis. Love Valis. Octopath Traveler 2 was amazing. That's great to hear. Peach Booty! Oh, dude, yeah. I would have never been into gaming were it not for JRPGs. When I first started getting into JRPGs, of course, I always played games like Zelda and stuff, you know, just in passing. And then I played The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I was like, holy shit. Started to swerve my religion a little bit. Then I found a little game called Chrono Trigger. It came out a few years later. Awesome. Started to steer my direction in the way I wanted to go. Then a little game called Final Fantasy VII came along 3 years after that. But I didn't play it till Christmas of that year. And then after that, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to tell stories. I want to create characters. I want to make music. I want to make beautiful stories in whatever medium I can work in. If I can work in games, if I can work in animation, if I can work in comics, if I can work in literature. Final Fantasy VII made me want to be that. Made me want to be a storyteller. And I've talked about that many times. In the video I did, Final Fantasy VII, why it's the greatest game ever made. It transcends being a video game. It's not just a video game. It changed people's lives. It changed people's perception of what a video game could be. Final Fantasy VII was the moment that video games started becoming movies and started to overtake Hollywood. It was that moment. That's why Final Fantasy VII will always be the greatest game ever made, because it was the zeitgeist. It was the turning point of the gaming industry. Now there are games that are technically superior and longer and take more risks with their stories and get more risque, but Final Fantasy VII was the turning point. Everybody who works on these games now, for like Naughty Dog and, you know, Sony Santa Monica and all these other places, Sucker Punch, I mean, you name them, they'll be like, a lot of them are going to be like, oh yeah, I wanted to make games because of Final Fantasy VII, you know, so faux show. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. You know, you start, what's the meme? You start by saving a couple of cats, and then you end the game by fighting God. Greatest story ever told, absolutely. Absolutely. Final Fantasy VII is easily the greatest story ever told in a video game, bar none. I don't care what HBO tells you. It is the greatest story ever told in a video game. Nothing has touched it since. A couple have come close to its greatness, but nothing has touched it. Even remake's not as good as the original 7's story, because it's cut and dry, but it's also complex. And it was just a perfect storm of people that were on that project, you know, young, hungry developers wanting to prove themselves, wanting that shot, taking their shot. That was Final Fantasy VII, man. No, dude, I did not. I played Trails of Cold Steel. I liked it, but I fell off because when I was starting to play that, other stuff was coming out that I was more interested in. I just never got back to it. Yeah, for sure. When Resident Evil 4 came out, like the tactical shooter type game, it was like the sickle before the wheat. You are done. This is how we're making these games now. Gears of War was like, oh thank God Resident Evil 4 came out. Now we can just copy that. That's how our game's gonna play. Top 5 video game music. Yeah, for sure. Final Fantasy VII's up there. Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. I think Chrono Cross might be my favorite overall score of all time. Final Fantasy VII has bangers. Like, if you were going to look at... It's like comparing, like, real bands, you know? Like, Metallica... Okay, Slipknot. Metallica and Slipknot, they have great singles. They have great songs on their albums, but I wouldn't say all their albums are great start to finish. Like, Final Fantasy VII is like a Metallica or a Slipknot album. Great songs on there. Amazing songs that get stuck in your head all the time. You can reference them at any time. Any mood you're in, feel good, get the energy. Chrono Cross is Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy. Or it's Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream. It's something you can listen to every bit of it, start to finish, and it's just amazing, right? Start to finish, just amazing. Yasunori Mitsuda is goated, faux show. Top 3 musical geniuses in the gaming industry of all time. All time. One of the greatest composers on the planet living today. Funny enough, a lot of you all know I'm working on an anime called Aurora based on my graphic novels, right? We were very close to getting Yasunori Mitsuda to score the pilot. We were very, very close. I was talking with his English manager, and it just fell through because it was during COVID and he was planning a summer tour or something like that. It was bad timing, but we were very close. We were very close. I still got the emails. I still got the emails from Procyon Studios where we were going back and forth. So, what are you skipping on Ride the Lightning? Well, I'm referencing more like later albums. Like, dude, like people like Kill 'Em All. I'm not a big Kill 'Em All guy, but Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. Those are amazing. Ride the Lightning is goated, man. Ride the Lightning and Justice for All. Those are two of the greatest albums ever made. Yeah, Orly. Truly, really and truly. I wouldn't lie about that. He is. Yeah. Well, he's got his own studio. I think, well, I don't want people to go blowing him up or anything like that and bugging him and say, Ray sent me. But his studio, you can look it up. I mean, I think you can Google it. Procyon Studio. That's his studio. And yeah, he's not beholden to any company or anything like that. Like, he does independent game. He pitches in on independent games. He does a lot of stuff. The guy's brilliant. I love how he mixes like folksy Celtic with orchestral, and he could throw in some electronic synth and stuff like that. The guy, his brain, he's a musical savant. He can dip into any kind of like cultural or ethnic kind of like music or groove or anything. He can make something with it, and he can mesh cultures musically like nobody I've heard. Suikoden 1 and 2, yeah, absolutely. I forget what that's called. That bundle package is actually called something. I forget what it's called. But yeah, that's on my list of things to get when it comes out. Faux show. I actually was going to go back and play Suikoden 2 recently, just in my spare time, just starting a game, and I was like, well, no, the remasters are coming, so I'm going to wait. But yeah, so that's on my list, man. I definitely want to play that. Is that coming out in the spring? Does anybody know when the new Suikoden remasters are coming out? Orly, like, I still get hype for Scars Left by Time, the opening for Chrono Cross. Oh yeah, dude, that is so hype. I remember when I picked up my copy of Chrono Cross back in 1999. I was working at a Walmart in Danville, Kentucky, and I opened the box, and I was working electronics, and I was stocking the games, right? And I was like, oh shit, I heard this was coming out. Because back then, you're not looking at release dates and all that kind of stuff like people do now. Well, shit, we barely had the internet. You know what I mean? So it was always like EGM and stuff like that. I knew it was coming out. So I took it home that night. I bought it. It was like $39.99. I bought it, took it home, popped it in. As soon as the game starts up, the book's opening. It's like, do. I was like, oh my God. And then it picks up and it starts going. I'm just sitting here like this, like 19-year-old me is just jamming to this game. And I actually let it roll over again without starting the game so I could hear it again, you know? And I was like, I was in, man. That was such a great time. Oh, yeah, man. And that's the genius of Mitsuda. His music, like his timing changes. It's like, it's Rush-esque. You know what I mean? Like, I've described his music to people before. It's like, it's very much almost like prog orchestral, if that makes any sense to anybody. You know, I keep getting... People keep trying to get... Okay, let me look into this real quick. Okay. Alright, I turned my phone off. Like, my brain is like, is something happening? And I have to keep looking away or whatever. But yeah, like Mitsuda's music is all he's kind of like, with his timing changes and the way he composes his music and everything, he's kind of like the Neil Peart of, you know, gaming music. You know, Rush's drummer's known for being the professor, you know what I mean? So yeah. You think we see Zangan in Rebirth as a song? Oh yeah, we're getting him. And I hope we have to fight him. I hope we have to fight Zangan, because I want to see how that dude brings the pain. I want to see how he brings the pain. I want to know. I want him to body the party. And New World, Neo Gaia, if y'all caught what I did there, that's a video coming soon too. Neo Gaia that they're going to be in now, Zangan might be even stronger than he was. That Tifa, he may have remembered Tifa dying or something like that. You know, who knows? The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Yeah, for sure, Wiley. I think that's possible. Xenogears soundtrack is goated. I would also love to see them announce a Xenogears remaster. I don't think Xenogears needs a remake because it's still pretty fun, but remastering that with some current graphics and everything, that would be killer. There's a lot of possible one-on-one duels that you could have in Rebirth. I mean, you could do Barrett and Dyne, of course. Of course, that one should be one-on-one. You could do Tifa and Zangan. You could do Aerith and the Masamune. Too soon! Too soon, Ray! HD remake, for sure, man. I love HD remakes. The HD remake they did for Live Alive was awesome. Awesome. Zack versus Cloud. I was waiting for somebody in the chat to say that one. I threw you all a line on that one. I threw you a line. Yuffie and Godo. That's a great one, Kevin. That's a great one. Vincent and Hojo has to happen. I want Vincent to deal the killing blow to Hellenic Hojo. That's what I want. Does it, Peach Booty? See, I don't know much about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That is a game that I play when I'm on the road doing conventions and I've got my Switch with me. So I just kind of dick around with that game, really. But I didn't know that. So Xenogears is tied to Xenoblade Saga officially now, or Xenoblade Chronicles. That's awesome. Do you think Nero or Vice will be on Rebirth? Because now they've tied Yuffie. Because I think they will in some capacity. Definitely Nero. Definitely Nero. The Xenosaga remaster would be like the Chrono Cross remasters. It'll be the first time anyone outside North America and Japan will get the chance to play it easily. Yeah, Xenogears, they have made it impossible to play for years for some reason. Yuffie and Zombie Sonnen. Genesis versus Sephiroth, yeah. I've called that one before. If they do that with Xenogears, would look amazing. Yeah, absolutely, man. Xenogears is such a great game. I hope they... Square Enix has a lot of games they could do HD remasters for. Einhander. Einhander is a great arcade-style, side-scrolling, kind of like space shooter thing with a great groove. It's got a groovy soundtrack to it. Boom, like, it's got a really cool, groovy, trippy soundtrack. Sid versus Palmer. Palmer versus the moving truck. Palmer versus the moving truck. I think he survives because I think his hands were all greased up with butter from his tea. I think he just slipped off the truck. Amazing, amazing. I'm working on new animation stuff too. I'm hoping to have some new animation stuff ready for the channel next week. If it's not next week, it'll be the week after. And I'm hoping to have a trailer for that Genova backstory thing, that little fanfic thing that I did. A trailer for it ready next week too, hopefully. So be on the lookout for that. Tifa vs. Scarlet slap match. That's happening. That is happening. Alright, well, we're going to keep it fresh. We're going to keep everybody fresh. And I'm going to get out of here for the night. That was amazing. Hopefully tomorrow night when I come on, it is to react to a new trailer. But I'm not going to tell you it's going to be there. It might be there. It might. Will it be there for sure? I don't know. But we will see tomorrow night. As always, y'all have a great night. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking. I will see you all later. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button. Become a YouTube member. Become a Patreon member. Help your boy out. It's all appreciated. And until then, y'all take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Be good to each other. Be responsible in your hype. And have a great night. Take care.